Ravenwood Carnival, an antique entertainment park, had fascinated people for many years. In the early 1900s, it first welcomed visitors with its thrilling rides and sideshow exhibits, promising a world of magic and joy. But it was also a location surrounded by mysterious legends of mishaps, curses, and missing artists. The carnival had been successful for decades, attracting people from all around the world. There was a huge fire at the carnival, and all the rides and attractions were destroyed. The amusement park had been closed and left to deteriorate and fall apart. Ravenwood Carnival tales were passed down from generation to generation, eventually becoming urban legends. People were fascinated by stories of haunted houses, cursed entertainers, and strange happenings. The carnival was seen by many as haunted, a place where ghosts of the past clung to the present. Its rusting rides and faded flags had become a familiar sight to the townsfolk, who had accepted the carnival's ghostly presence. It was now a location of haunting beauty, a relic from another time. Then, on a cool morning in the fall, the citizens of Ravenwood were shocked to see the amusement park that had been closed for years come back to life. There were bright lights shining through the darkness, joyful music playing in the background, and the delicious smell of cotton candy and popcorn wafting through the air. The carnival seemed to have been lifted from out of history and brought back to life. Residents of the town, drawn in by the renewed interest, flooded its doors. Despite the frightening tales of the carnival's past, nostalgia and curiosity prompted them to investigate. Rachel, a young woman, was one of the many enthusiastic spectators. Her interest in the carnival was a family tradition. Her grandmother, a former carnival performer, had told her all about the carnival's enchantment and mystery. Rachel couldn't pass up the opportunity to enter the carnival because she thought it might hold secrets from her family's history. The legends about the carnival's rides and shows were spot on. The Ferris wheel swung elegantly in the dark, and spooky music emanated from the haunted home. The carousel whirled to the music of a long-forgotten ditty, and the sideshow tents displayed the talents of unusual performers. As the evening progressed, the carnival's allure continued to captivate the crowds. There was much merriment and laughter, and the legends of curses and hauntings were dismissed as harmless tall tales meant to frighten youngsters. Rachel felt a profound connection to the carnival and her family's past, and she soaked up the atmosphere of wonder and nostalgia with great pleasure. However, things started to change as the night wore on and the moon rose higher in the sky. The carnival's lights were flickering irregularly, creating a haunting atmosphere. Nervous hush fell over the crowd as the once upbeat music took on an eerie, dissonant tone. Rachel and the other visitors quickly understood they were helpless in the hands of the carnival. The exits were now completely sealed. Fear set in as they looked for a way out, but the carnival's layout mysteriously changed, making escape seem impossible. The attractions had become nightmares, and the once joyous performers wore menacing looks. Screaming riders on the Ferris wheel and eerie music from the haunted house proved that both attractions lived up to their billings. As they struggled to break free, the tourists realized the dreadful truth. The carnival had trapped them in an endless cycle of horror, and the stories of curses and hauntings were not just legends anymore. The return of the Cursed Carnival and its evil allure had captivated its audience. The curse of the carnival kept them hostage, and now the terrible secrets of Ravenwood Carnival would be exposed as they set off on a trip into the unknown. Panic gave way to desperation as the night drew on, and more attendees to Ravenwood Carnival became trapped by the evil magic. The terrifying turning of the carnival into a nightmare left them with the stark conclusion that the curse that had dogged the carnival for generations would never be lifted. The carnival's layout was constantly shifting, trapping Rachel and the others inside. What had at first looked charming and pleasant had taken on a dark twist. The previously cheerful performers' faces became hideous, with grins that seemed to go on forever and laughing that echoed with a disturbing malevolence. Rachel felt a bond to her grandmother's stories and the carnival's lingering sense of history. She knew the curse that held the carnival captive had roots in her family's history and was eager to learn more about it and find a solution. The tourists established a tenuous alliance because they were all in the same boat. They braved the carnival together, despite its dangerous attractions and sinister performances. They were getting closer to the source of the curse as they explored the carnival's seedy underbelly. The carnival was the scene of a terrible pact that had been passed down through the generations. In exchange for the souls of carnival goers, its founder, a charismatic showman with a lust for power and immortality, had struck a bargain with a supernatural entity that would offer him eternal life. The ringmaster had permanently marked the carnival, dooming it to a life of nightmares. The people who came to the carnival in search of fun now formed a disturbing part of the ringmaster's collection. The curse would last forever since their spirits were imprisoned in the carnival, giving life to the evil force that cast it. The only way to end the curse, Rachel and the others concluded, was to approach the ringmaster and break the evil bargain. This would require them to brave the carnival's most dangerous attraction, the Hall of Mirrors. The ringmaster was rumored to live in the Hall of Mirrors, a realm of distorted reflections and optical illusions. It was a place where time and space bent to the will of the ringmaster, and where the pain was never ending. Each mirror in the Hall of Mirrors revealed a horrifying facet of the visitors' worst fears and desires as they proceeded farther down the hall. Entities from the dream world and the cursed performers of the carnival surrounded them, trying to stop them from escaping. Rachel and the other tourists had a terrifying encounter with the ringmaster, a shadowy and cunning villain. It was a test of strength and cunning as they dared the ringmaster to lift the curse and set the captive souls free. It was as if the Hall of Mirrors itself resented their presence by shattering in protest. They drove the ringmaster to his breaking point, and then they saw the evil creature vanish, and the spell on the carnival loosened at last. The tourists were suddenly beyond the carnival gates as the curse was lifted and the nightmare transformation stopped. The evil spell that had trapped them overnight had finally been dispelled. With its evil history finally put to rest, the once haunted Ravenwood Carnival went back to sleep. Those who had come to the carnival would never forget their harrowing experience there, and they would never forget the curse that had haunted its grounds. In spite of the fact that their dreams had gone, the chilling truths of Ravenwood Carnival would serve as a constant reminder that certain stories were based on horrific truth for the rest of their lives. Their trek inside the carnival's bowels was a sobering reminder that the appeal of nostalgia and enchantment might lead to unspeakable atrocities, as the Cursed Carnival had unleashed a malignant curse that had captivated its guests for decades. This story of magical curses, nightmare worlds, and the terrible influence of the carnival will fill you with fear and a sense of the unknown long after you've finished reading it.